Hey everyone, Coach Investor back with another video for you today. In today's video, we're finally going to talk about Square versus PayPal. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video, so here it is. This is going to be the first part of a big series comparing both companies. So in this video, we're going to compare both companies, the services that they're offering, the similarities, and the key difference between both companies. We're going to look at the graphs as well. And in future videos, we're going to talk about, obviously now that earnings season is coming up, we're going to talk about numbers in the next part of this series. But before I get into these videos, we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And if you like these videos, leave it an early thumbs up, as it really helps me out grow the channel and get my videos out there. So without further ado, let's start with the charts. Right, so as we can see here, since we broke out of that resistance at $170, we went all the way up to $190, $192. Since then, it got rejected pretty badly. We went all the way back down and actually broke support at $170 yesterday intraday trading, but closed right at $169.89. I expect the stock to open back above that $170 because I think it's a pretty strong support if you ask me. If you bought under that, great entry point in my opinion, with earnings coming up and everything. This is usually what happens. Obviously not that harshly, but still great opportunity to pick up some more stock for cheaper. Right, so for PayPal, we have here two resistance points, two strong rejections actually at $210, $212 or so. First time got rejected heavily, then market sell-off went all the way back down to $175. Then obviously went all the way back up, tested that again, failed. And now we're at this mini support line right here at $195. If that fails, I expect the stock actually to go and bounce off that. But if it fails, 190 is a very strong support line. If it goes back to 190 because of, well, market volatility, elections, earnings report coming up, etc., then I might even buy some PayPal stock at that price, because same thing for PayPal as for Square. In the long term, this stock will only continue to go up. So all these short-term dips and crashes is an opportunity for us to buy these types of stocks for cheap. All right, so for those of you that don't know, I've made lots of videos about Square, explaining what Square does, all of its services, etc. So if you want to go in depth into that, all videos will be in the top right corner. But for the sake of these videos, we're just going to do a major overview of both companies, the similar services that they offer. So let's first start with the other company, which is PayPal. Oh, and if you didn't know, PayPal actually was founded by, drum roll please, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. They later sold it to eBay, who then obviously dissolved the company, made it two companies, PayPal and eBay, in 2015. Since then, eBay didn't grow that much. PayPal grew immensely. But some of you don't know, if you go on eBay, now the only way to pay at checkout is obviously via your card or the PayPal option. Now, the PayPal and eBay contract is expiring, I think, later this year. So they're not renewing their contract. eBay is actually going to work with a new payment system called Adyen or something like that. It's the Dutch company, pretty big, basically doing what Square is doing in the United States, also point of sales, etc. But you will still be able to use PayPal on eBay, but you will have other options as well. I think Apple Pay, Google Pay will be offered as well. So probably fees will get lowered because there's more competition. Just so you know, eBay will not renew their contract with PayPal. So let's look at the Q2 earnings report, the summary that they've reported a couple of months ago. So as we can see, PayPal is pretty big. They have 346 million active accounts. In there are 26 active merchants accounts, which is a 21% increase year over year. I expect that number to be increased in the earnings report that they're going to report, I think, in the next week or so. Customer engagement are 39.2 payment transactions per users per year, that is. That means that as a user of PayPal, you make almost 40 payments every year. As for revenue, it's pretty big compared to Square, $5.26 billion. That's a 22% spot and 25% FX neutral year over year growth. That's over 5 billion for the first time in PayPal's history. And last major key point in that summary is the free cash flow. We can see here $2.19 billion. That's a 112% year-over-year increase and a 42% as percentage of revenue. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, the updated numbers will be coming in the next part of this series after we've received the new earnings report. But now let's move to the major topic, which is the key difference and main resemblance of both companies. What services do they offer? So let's first start with Square. All right, so here we have Square Payments, Square POS, point of sale, Square Capital. Now you can compare that actually to PayPal's app, PayPal app, which is basically the main feature of PayPal. PayPal has a credit card and a debit card as well. Now for Square Capital, for those of you that don't know, you can take out loans with Square. You can also take out loans with PayPal. Both companies have been major key component in those PPP loans that have been released this year because of the pandemic. Then the obvious crown jewel of both companies, which is Cash App and Venmo. We're going to go in depth in both of those in another video as well, because it's actually like a whole other company. Then we have for Square, Square Payroll, Square Online Store. We talked about that in previous videos. As always, videos will be in the top right corner. Square Payroll, Square Online Store is basically you open an online e-commerce store. Square Payroll helps you with your payroll, with the payments, etc., which is all in this whole Square's ecosystem. Now for PayPal, for example, obviously you have the Hyperwallet, which is basically a wallet that connects, let's say you have businesses all around the world, instead of trying and reaching out to each and every country, regulations, problems, payroll, conversion rates, etc. There is this Hyperwallet that they have acquired a couple of years ago that helps you out with that. I forgot one, which is Square Card, which is also part of this whole Square ecosystem, Square Online Store, the Cash App, Payroll. If you're an employer or employee, you can also get some discounts if you're paying with your Cash Card, which is linked obviously with your Cash App. Then for the discount price and everything, QR code payments, etc. Both companies have that as well. We can see here actually for PayPal, you see here the multi-modal, which is the QR contactless cards and mobile tap and pay. You see here the second step, which is engaging users with loyalty rewards, including cashback and incentives. We're going to talk about that in a bit because that's about Honey, a company they've acquired for $4 billion. And then obviously the enhanced in-app experiences as well, which obviously adds lots of values to all of their services. Now going back to the Honey acquisition, $4 billion is not a small acquisition. If you don't know what Honey is basically an extension you add to your browser. Every time you shop, sometimes you can get discounted codes, but you don't know it. So you just click on Honey, it will search for discounted codes, insert them when you check out, and then you save money. If you don't have a Honey account, it's free. You can get it in 2 clicks. I have actually a link if you want to use it. It's free. I just get Honey points, which eventually goes and transfers into dollars if I reach that mark. So the link will be down in the description below. Honey actually generated $1 billion in customer savings in 2019 alone, which is insane, and I expect that number to grow even further in 2020, especially with the whole e-commerce business booming and everybody staying at home, everybody going online shopping, etc. Now some of you might ask, how is Honey making money? So how is PayPal making money? So every time there is a transaction that is being made, so when you go and check out, you put the Honey discounted code. Sometimes there is no discounted coupon, so you get Honey Gold. Now Honey actually gets a small percentage of the sale, and that small percentage, a small part of that, goes to you as a cashback savings. PayPal also has this thing called Xoom, not Zoom, the video conferencing, but Zoom with an X, which is basically a bit like Western Union, where you can send and receive money abroad in different currencies as well. Again, this is a company that they have acquired. They've acquired quite a couple of companies in the last couple of years. This is just another one of them. Then obviously, you've probably heard the news. PayPal will also start accepting cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, etc. Square has been doing so for a while and has been earning quite a lot of money through that. And obviously a major adoption on Cash App is a result of trading and buying cryptocurrencies. Now PayPal has followed that. Obviously the price of Bitcoin since then has increased as well. We're over $13,000, but nice to see both companies now accepting Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And lastly, obviously you wanted to know probably about their international presence. Well, Square, like we've said, has a small international presence. In Europe, they acquired this Spanish P2P payment startup called Verse, whereas PayPal has acquired a much bigger company called iZettle, which is basically also the same thing as what Square does in a way in the United States. Has a point of sale system, you can see right here, helps merchants with their online sales, with actually cashless payments as well. So all in all, both companies have some similarities in their services. Some are much bigger than the other, which is in this case PayPal as of now. You can actually see that in their market cap. PayPal's market cap is over $230 billion, whereas Square is only at $78 billion because PayPal, well, is recognized and is worldwide. Square as of now is just super big in the United States and obviously now trying to tapping into that European market, and obviously we hope it will go into the African continent as well. And that will be it for this part of this series. Obviously, if you want me to cover something specific about both companies, let me know down in the comments below. If I forgot something, you can always correct me and put it down in the comments below. And suggestions of future videos as well, put it down in the comments below. If you like these videos, please leave it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.